Hello again, everyone. Um, I know I haven't been doing any crafting for a while, and well, I have, but it's just been slow. But I am so happy to finally finish this little project, and excited to sell it, to share it with you as well. Right, this is the back of the journal that I have finished, and and I will show you now what it is. And it is, then you can see it all. Maybe not. Maybe I have to lift it up a bit more. Okay, it is. Let me move the camera a bit tricky. It is the Granny's Pantry mason jar journal. Okay, so that is what I have been working on, and just to say I'm glad it's finally finished. And it is um, different to what I normally work. Shabby chic. This is more of a vintage chic, I will call it, because it's grandma or granny's pantry, and so everything, as we know, should be vintagey because it's granny stuff. And so this is a kit from a Shabby art boutique, and it is the Granny's Pantry. I cannot remember which month it was, but I am playing catching up with all the kits that I had. So right, so this is what I would like to share with you. So this is the cover. It's kind of a soft cover, but it has got some elements on it, which is obviously the cover is made out of this Battenberg. It is a beautiful piece that I've been holding for a long time. As you all know, I love my Battenberg lace and fabric and everything. So you can see this one here. It is just beautiful. That is what I've been holding. So I decided to use this as the cover. And so what I've done, I just kind of I folded it back, I stitched it, and so it's not like a straight line. And I fold it back on the both corners, and then what I've done, I've fussy cut all the elements in the kit. And in the back here, I've got some corrugated cardboard, which I gesso, and I also distress with photo vintage ink, so it looks oldish. And then this is a wooden scoop thing. It is of a kit that from Miss Garden Grove. It was like an apron kit for a hanging apron. I took it apart because I had it a while now, and I decided to use everything on it, and it fit perfectly in this theme that I'm doing. So this is part of it, and you can see I've got lots of lovely yummy pearls in there, and then this lace I tied around and attach it onto this fabric here, the cover. So I glue, this is the title, which is Granny's Pantry, and then these lovely images here in the cover, and then I've got a bit of a snippet collage thing here that I put on the top, and then I tie a couple of cinnamon sticks with some I can't remember what you call this. You put in your preserves in your jars, don't you? Some of these, you see, I can't remember what it's called. So I've got some of these in my stash, and I put. It's not real because this won't go through customs if I send anything, in the post with natural, you know, thing in it. Because some customs are very keen and they do not want to contaminate their country. So this is plastic and foam. So, and then I got at the end here, I got a little charm that I love, which I just tie a knot to there. And so that is the cover. And then here I did a jam jar, mason jar shaker. And you can see inside, and the packing paper is also printed off the kit with the strawberries, and I've got some couple of fussy cut strawberries in there with lots of sequins. So that is the mason jar shaker. And then and then I have here, which is part of the kit from the apron kit from this Miss Garden Grove, and is a glove, oven glove. So I thought I'd use it and tied it here, and then look at this lovely little utensils, and that will go in there. These are the sort of things that Granny used in her pantry or in her cooking. So it is going in there. And then it opens the first page. I've got a shopping list, a lot of shopping lists. Granny needs shopping lists, and then I put a doily at the back here over the button book. And then what I used to attach this, there we go, lots of Granny's pans and pots and whatnot. I attach it with a long knitting pin. I so happened to just acquire them over the moon, so that was perfect. Went over there and I just kind of pinned all these bits of kettle, pan with a fried egg in there, and then a lovely teapot, and then a plate with some yummies inside and some teacups. So these are Granny's things hanging up on there. And then I got a piece of coffee dyed fabric. And by the way, it is ring bind, 3-ring bounded. So this I just kind of gathered a bit into there, and so it got a bit of a curve. You can see it. So that is Granny's cloth. And I put at the corner, I put a little bit of snippet applique and doily there. Right, so the first, you can see the pages now are all mason jar or mason jam jar pages. Okay, so this is first one. I am make a shaker out of it, and inside is Granny's fig pie, and I love this fuzzy tape trim. And at the end I hooked a little jar there with some bits in there. I can't put any natural stuff, so it's actually gemstones in there. So Granny's jam jar full of preserved jams in there, and I got this. This is my new acquired vintage trim there. So that's that. So that page here is Granny's apple pie. I've got an apple there. And that is the trim. I was telling you, lovely. And then Granny's recipe for the spiced plum fig pie. So Granny's recipes on this page, and on the back I have used one of these lovely old crochet, a big piece of crochet edge from KS4U, I bought that and I have been holding, so I decided to use that to back this recipe card up. I have sewn it on, hand stitch onto this crochet piece here, and here and that cute. I got a little rolling pin, a wooden one, which has distressed a bit, and I hang it onto the net because Granny always have her rolling pin. And then a teapot applique and a heart, a quilted heart that I cut up from a baby quilt, and then teacup applique with a couple of bronze spoons and fork. And then we got some yummy, my all-time favorite macaroons. So that is that. And then Granny's jam jar. We got a jar there with some flower pot. A little piece of skeleton leaves there. I've distressed all the edges. So that is for journals of writing on. And then Granny's always have her lovely apron ready to use. And then on this page here, at the top, I've used a doily. I believe I got that from KS4U as well. And I just kind of fold it over at the top of the jar. And then I stuck this lovely round element there. And that is Granny's strawberry cupcakes recipe. And this is... and I got a bit of applique there at the bottom. I've sewn around the edges as well to look at Granny's yummy cake to die for. So I used that as a tuck spot with this old stove. And that good. I love old stove. We've got Naga, but there's nothing like this. So this is a bit of my snippet that I just sew on there as a tab. So we use that there, and then I've stenciled some there, and then I stamp a bit of lovely herbs on there. Granny loves her herbs, and then Granny has some herbs in her little jar as well. I've got some stenciling of roses there, and then this is more recipe for Granny's plum fig pie. Fig pie. So this, I have sewn this avocado dye lace over there, which I folded in half, you see, and then I put one of these lovely pack there, wooden pack, because Granny loves her pack to hold her recipes and whatnot. And in here is a pocket, and this is more recipes in a jam jar that goes in there. And then I love this, more of this fuzzy trim. And then I've got this cupcake, what you call it, bread. I just stuck it on there. And then on this page we got lovely sweet that I stamp on. And then we've got some chocolate, yummy marshmallows, chocolate on there. Sorry, just having a sip of my coffee before it gets cold. So this page I just glue these skeleton leaves on there because Granny loves her dry flowers and leaves, you know. So I just stuck there, and a little bit of cotton tape from Tim Holtz, I believe. And then Granny's have some of fruit cake picture of there, and then this is the card, and this is also all part of tags from the apron kit that I took apart. So this jam jar, in this jam jar we got ice cream powder. In there I got a spoon that go into the powder pot, and here I believe there's a recipe but we can't read it. Then I use some Hessian ribbon that I've got in my cabin. Put it on there because Granny liked to tie this kind of ribbon hashing around her jam jar. And then I've got this lovely, lovely piece of flower there. And this is also of the apron kit that I took off. I just thought this just appropriate, and I love this. I love this big bow. So I use that as a tuck spot for the tag, the jam jar. And then here, all this, by the way, all these papers are all part of the kit from Granny's Pantry, from Shabby Art Boutique. Some I don't decorate because you need to see the the beautiful paper. And then we've got, if only you knew how nice it is, vanilla chocolate. Of course we all know that's what she's drinking. And then I've just collage a bit of little doily from KS for you as well, and more of these Granny's tools and whatnot to get ready to bake a cake, a strawberry cake it looks like. And then I've got a bit of snippet of fabric, and that is what I just received from Gwinnett. I told her that I would use it, and I did. It so happened to be perfect for this theme I'm doing. What I did, I just scrunch it up and rub it over some vintage photo ink, which I just spray on, and then I sewn on this piece of corner button bag, so it's like a bit of a flap. And some old Granny jelly. Yummy. That looks like the eggnog probably. And in this, this is I'll make this glassine bag. And then here is Granny's little bits of onions and carrots, or probably Savoy cabbage. This is very old. This is some of Granny's recipes thing that she's kept. So that goes in there, and then she's got some of these vol au vents as well. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Some little pies. Don't know what they are. Some old paper, very old, so delicate they literally fall apart if you would rub them too hard. Right, and this one, we got some strawberries there, and I've got some more of Granny's ingredients ready to bake, decorate a cake. And this is yummy. Look like a cherry pie. Yummy. Oh, at the bottom here I've got some old what you call it, the embroidered doily. I've got a set of that, so I don't know if I got that from KS for you. I'm not sure because I've got a few of these in a set. So anyway, we got some jello. I'm sure the American will remember them. So it's Granny's favorite to make her grandchildren, and this is what she's got in there to make this yummy jelly. We call it jelly. And then we got some of that old fabric that I just put on the top of the jam jar. Everything is better in a mason jar. There you go, that's the stand. And then Granny loves her teapot there. That is very retro. And then Granny got a piece of, she's decorated a cake there. And then we got a doily that I spray with some vintage photo. And there is some cupcake, strawberries cupcake from Granny. So here is the salt. Wow, look at this big sack of salt. And at the top here, I just scrunch up that old fabric, sewed it on, and I stuck this flower that I painted with some watercolor and glue a frosted jam on top. Granny's weighing her strawberries, ready to make all these yummy macaroons and cakes and whatnot. And then here, she's enjoying her nice cup of chocolate again. And then I just kind of stuck a bit of applique on there, and then there's one long piece there with the bow which I cut off there, put it on there. And Granny's got some ingredients list for her recipe and a method. So she's got a couple of pages here that she needs to fill in. And then here we've got Love is Sweet, which I stamp and cut out. I believe that is from a Tim Holtz set I just got purposely for this theme. And then put a piece of that Tim Holtz fabric tape on there, and then we've got some more marshmallow biscuit there. Can't remember what's that name called, marshmallow something. And then here is Granny's yummy fig pie again with her recipe. That is Granny's signature dish. And then here I've got, this is just a snippet of bit of a tuck thing inspired by Catherine. Thank you, Catherine, for the inspiration. So I'll just use some old music paper, bit of doily. This is a heart-shaped doily that I have. And then some more piano paper and old lace doily, whatnot. And then I just sewed it on and fold it in half. So there we go. It is just nice for, you know, you tuck in the edge and whatnot. But in this case, I'm using at the top of the jam jar. And this is something I found, and I thought that was quite nice. I just used that to clip that on. And this is part of Granny's recipe. It's a tablespoon all-purpose flour, teaspoon cinnamon ground, teaspoon nutmeg ground, teaspoon salt, and cup of sugar. And I use that nice vintage stream again, a bit of flour there. So this page here, you can see we've got a whisk with a bowl of eggs. That's Granny's got ready to bake her delicious strawberry chocolate cake here. And this is the yeast that's used, and I use it as a tuck spot. So I tuck it there and I tuck it there. And there is a piece of some egg and bacon in a pan that Granny's cooking. And there's half a skeleton leaf. I thought I'd better not waste that, and I put it on. And then I've found some Hessian ribbon. I used to have all this in so many colors that for my card making day, and this you can stretch it. And I've got rid of the lot, but I've managed to keep green and pink. So I use that to wrap around the jam jar over this lace, and then more applique flower snippets just on top in the center. So I sewed it across and stuck the flower on. And then there's a tape there, a tap. And in the jar here we've got a doily, strawberries, and more Tim Holtz fabric tape, and then some leaves there, applique. And here we have, let's find this thing. Yeah. So that's the back. So we have the Granny's signature pie there again. Here I got a sack of salt there that Granny uses or used. And this one for writing on. And then here we got this little girl enjoying her yummy vanilla chocolate again. I flip it up, and in here at the back we got that delicious strawberry cake that Granny's baked, and I got a spoon over there ready to tuck inside. And then I just color some of this flower. This is a snippet from Gail, or is it Jeannie? I think Jeannie made me a card with that on it. I'm sorry, I can't remember if it's Jeannie. I'm sure it's Jeannie, but you probably never got it wrong. And then I just make some of this paper flower and put it on. And then at the top here, I got the different color hessian ribbon. I put it over the top, and then some of these 3D Prima butterfly over there. So over this page, I put, and there's a cup. What I did, I just sewed two pages together, leave a gap, and I just use it as pockets. So I got this chef that Granny's hired to bake for a grand occasion, and then more strawberry cake. This is something. This is what Gail sent me not so long ago. Thank you, Gail. And then some more of this lovely fuzzy ribbon. So that goes in that pocket. Some more stenciling on the page, and then Granny's favorite bowls that she used for baking. And then in here, this is a little snippet Gail sent me as well. I thought I'd use it as a pocket. And then Granny's got our strawberries and peaches already. And then here we got some menu plan that Granny liked to plan. So it's Monday to Saturday and Sunday. And this is some of the cakes and Christmas pudding. Granny's getting all ready, baked for Christmas Day for her grandchildren and her family. There's some sweets there as well, I can recognize. So I just stuck that on there. So here is another piece of lovely lace that I just sewn on top of the gem jar. And there's a pocket, and it's Granny's oven glove. She's very posh, isn't she? And this is part of the, again, the pocket. And then I just have some doilies sewn on. And here, this page here, nearly there. This page is actually, trying to see how I make this. Okay, this is actually the pocket of the apron. I took it apart and I stuck it onto the back of this page. So and then I just glue this lovely crochet trim, ruffle it up, and this is how it looks. I like that. And then there is a pocket, and there's another card with the yummy cake in it. And this is some pickle and great big. I don't know what this is. I thought that looks like a bitter gold, but it could be it can't be a tomato. Sorry, a cucumber. It looks like a kind of we call it bitter gold. Bitter gold, something like that. And it's got all the recipe of the all the old recipe for tomato soup for Granny here. A bit of the leaves are stuck on, it's not real. And then it's that jam-packed with love that I stamped on, and there's Granny's posh oven gloves that I just tucked these elements in there. And then more of my favorite macaroons. At the bottom there is more all of these small pieces of doilies. Now all these small doilies I got from KS4U. And then here is a journaling card I tuck in there. And then I tie a little narrow ribbon on the top of the jam jar. And then this page, oh, there's a pocket there. That little girl's drinking. Don't know what she's drinking out there. And the little dog is ready to pounce. Oh, and there is this baby falling asleep after the milk that she's drunk. Oh, I love that lace. I think I got that. I just acquired that. It's new. And then here we got some more jello, and you can see the ladies there. There's Granny. She's so posh, isn't she? Making a great big jello jelly on a dish, and this little young lady here is getting all excited. And all these young ladies here, grandchildren of grannies, are all enjoying their yummy cup of milk. It looks like milk that they're enjoying. So that goes there. A couple of strawberries, fresh strawberries there. And then we got a strawberry cupcake there. And look at this lovely lace. Applique amount. More elements in there. I believe that is from Jeannie, I think, with that other flower applique. So I just took that apart and put it on. There is some jello ice cream powder. Oh wow. And the girls are having their nighttime supper again. And then yeah, look at this. Isn't it cute? Memories that make us smile. There's a stamp from Tim Holtzer that I stamped and then cut on there and stuck it on there. And then I've got another shaker card of the jam for the jam jar. There we go. This one is apple. There's lots of apples in there because it's got Granny's apple pie there, so it's lots of apple. And this is another one of my favorite newly acquired vintage trim. I love that. At the top there, I tied that my favorite again, new acquired fuzzy ribbon, and at the end I hang a little bark star, and then a kind of stone. What don't know? Maybe a fake. Could be a fake stone. It's a button actually, and so I just tie them together because that's what Granny uses. She uses all vintage stuff. Lovely paper, and this is, look at this yummy jello or jelly that Granny's made. Delicious. And then I don't know what it is. There's a bag. There is a look like a lovely embroidered bag Granny carries around in. And look at this beautiful Christmas cake. And then here is Granny's posh rolling pin, and this is the cocoa that she uses to make breakfast. And then at the back here, we're finished now at the back, and this is a whole page of, this is the posh, this is how posh Granny is. This is her, and then this is all her. There you go. Happiness is homemade, and then stirring up memory. This is the whole thing that I took off the apron kit, and I stuck it at the back of my page because I thought it really suits this whole theme. Now we got lots of tag, all the things and recipe and cakes and whatnot for Granny. So all that will go in there, and then that's it. So this is my finally finished Granny's Pantry mason jar journal, and that I need to sew it, and then I'm going to stick that on there, and that is that. My journal. that I've just finished. And I hope that wasn't too boring. And yes, please feel free to comment if you think there is something not right, something you like that you see, and then and thank you all for everything, for supporting and for commenting. So bye for now. Take care. Bye bye.